Hey everyone, good morning and welcome to your channel Learn Data Science with Pranjal. So in this knowledge video, I'm going to discuss about a program which I have written, and the USP of this program is that this program, if you give your target variable and if you give your data frame, so this program will give you which features are significant, and it will also give you the order of significance. So within a stroke of execution of the program, you get which features are important. So I've written a little bigger piece of code, and I have used the two ways to find the feature selection. One is my chi-square and another is I have used my RFE, recursive feature elimination. So when you are using chi-square, so keep in mind that use chi-square specifically for your classification problems. And if you are using RFE, then RFE can be used for your both regression as well as the classification. So before I walk through the program, that how exactly the program works, let me just quickly show you the glimpse what this programs do. So I'll show you, this is the program which I have written. The program seems to be quite big, but if I just execute it, so you get to know, okay, these are the columns which are important. So if person has watched my previous video, so person will be familiar with this data set. So property area seems to be most important, and that is why it has been given 5 star. Merit seems to be the next, education, and so on and so forth. Similarly, if I want to, I have tested it on the another data set, and this is how it takes a little while, around 30 seconds it takes, and then you have it. So you have the columns and then you have the p-values. So we know that if p-value is less than 0.05, you reject the null, and we consider that it's a significant thing. Okay, so this is how. And the same thing I have, so this above technique is on your chi-square, and then I have used the RFE also. So same thing, if I run my RFE, so RFE we know that it's a recursive feature elimination. So this is the most important column, and then you have two most important feature, and then you have three most important features. So it will give you a running documentary. So it will give you a kind of verbose that which features are important. Okay, so the techniques I have used is RFE and chi-square, and a bit prerequisite for this video is that people should be little bit comfortable, or they should know some knowledge about RFE and chi-square. Okay, so let me discuss this program in a little bit more depth. So I'm saying pd.read csv, and this is my file, loan ID, gender, married, dependent, and these are the columns. So loan status seems to be my target variable. This is a variable which I want to predict. And so I have done my data cleaning part. So data cleaning part I'm not explaining. It is quite self-explanatory. People need to visit my earlier video for understanding the data cleaning part. So after doing my data cleaning, so prerequisite is that your data should be clean, and that is not only for this program but for any program. But for any program, uh, the more your data is clean, the better results you would be getting. So now I am going to describe my program. So I have written the DEF feature selection. So name of my program is feature selection, and then I am creating a empty list, column list, and I would be creating my p-value. So I hope people are aware of p-value. So p-value indicates that uh, if the value is less than 0.05, it means the feature is significant. So for column in data frame dot select include object. So I want to use my chi-square, and chi-square should be used basically on your object data. So I am using my object data. Then I am building my cross table between my x and y. And then what I'm doing, I am importing my chi-square contingency. So when you run your chi-square contingency, it will return you two values. It will basically return you four values: chi-square test, p-value, degree of freedom, and the exponential value. So I want to capture my p-value. So what I'm doing is I'm saying column dot list append. So I will append my columns, and then p-value dot append p-value. So for each column, I will append my p-value, and then what I'm doing, if column is equal to data frame, select d type, include equal to object. So let's say if you have a data frame where your number, there are few columns which are numeric and which are few which are non-numeric. So I'm capturing all the non-numeric columns, and I'm marking my data frame as global. Then I am creating a data frame, column list and p values. So one data frame would be created which will have your columns and which will also have your p values, right? And if lower the p value, more significant with the would be the variable. So I'm sorting my p values, and then df equal to df log I log. So I want to select the first column. Okay, I want to select the first column, and I am saying df importance equal to np dot where p values 0.05 significant and non-significant. So if the value is p value is less than 0.05, then I will mark it as significant. Otherwise, I will mark it as not significant. But within the significant also, so let's say if the p value is less than 0.05, so it can be less than 0.001 also, it can be less than 0.01 also. So then what I'm doing is I'm passing the condition df values p001. If it is less than 0.001, I will give it 4 star. If it is less than 0.001 but it is greater than 0.01, then I will give it 3 stars. Similarly, what I will do is I will check if it is greater than 0.001, sorry, if it is greater than 0.01 but less than 0.05, I will give it as 2 star. Then what I have done is then I have done a kind of documentation. Okay. So at line number 54, I am calling the program and it gives me the output. So property area seems to be the most significant and the significant value. If you notice, the value is much greater than 0.05. It is 0.000550 and it is significant, and user can understand it better. So what I have given is I have given a star also. So you can see it is 4 star value. And if you check the merit column, the p value is less than 0.05, but the value is greater than the p value associated with your property area, and that is why it is being given as your 3 star, and this trend follows. And so for the better interpretation of the user, let's say if a person who doesn't know the integrity of this program and is just using the program as the end user, so for the benefit of that person, what I'm doing is I'm giving the documentation also. I'm saying that 4 star is most important, followed by 3 star and then 2 star. So the documentation and at the end the explanation seems to be quite explanatory. So only thing which the person needs to keep in mind is that you invoke this program and give the call. So CR is the data frame and the loan status is your target variable. And if you want the best result, make sure or try that your data is in good format. So remove the nulls, convert your non-numeric to numeric and all those things, and then probably invoke your program. So on the same program, I am giving call to the another function, giving call to the another data set, that is the churn data set, and it tells me that which features are important. So these features are important, and the features where the value is more than 0.05. So like for your phone service, the value is 0.3. For gender, the value is 0.48. For total charges, the value is 0.553. So that is why the dash 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 is coming. It means these values are not significant. So keep one thing in mind, that when you are using the chi-square, use chi-square only with your categorical variable. Your x and y both should be categorical. Your x and y both should be categorical. But let's say if you want to use, if your data has a lot of numeric data, then probably chi-square may not give you a very satisfying result. So in those scenarios, I may wish to use my RFE, that is your recursive feature elimination. Okay, so for recursive feature elimination, again I have taken the same data set as an example process, and then so my RFE starts from this point, and at cell number 23 I have done my data cleaning, and say at cell number 24 data cleaning continues. At cell number 37 I am using my RFE. So RFE stands for my recursive feature elimination. It takes one variable at a time, and then it will take two variables, it will take three variables, four variables, five variables. So basically in RFE you can come to know which variable is the most important, followed by the two most important, followed by the three most important. So same technique or same thing I am trying to capture over here. So if you see my RFE, so this is the program I have written for my RFE. So RFE at the backend can use any algorithm. So RFE can be executed on your decision tree. It can be used on your random forest, on your linear regression, on your logistic, anyone. So for example sake, I have taken that decision tree classifier, and dt is equal to decision tree classifier, and then what I'm doing, I'm saying for I in range of 1 length data frame columns plus 1. So I want to run it from plus 1 column, because in Python when I set comma 19 it will stop at 18. Now at I am building RFE is equal to RFE dt comma I. So value of I will keep on changing. It will start from 1 and it will go till your number of columns. Then RFE dot fit, and I have marked global df1. So if you want to use your df1 later on, then df1 is equal to pd dot data frame columns cr dot columns important RFE support. So if the value of I is 1, then in RFE support you will get only one column. You will get only one column, the most important column. So that's why I'm saying printing the I most important feature is df1I important true ilog. So basically the focus over here is on this line. So using this line, I will be able to fetch all the columns for which I get true, and that's what I'm printing. So let's see the output which I'm getting. So the output which I'm getting is, it says the first most important feature is applicant income. The two more most important features are applicant income and the credit history. The three most important features are applicant income, loan amount, and credit history. So if I check this data, guys, so the most important is my applicant income. The most important is my applicant income, and the two most important are applicant income and credit history. So I already know that the most important is applicant income, but two most important are the credit history and applicant income. It means the second most is important is your credit history, right? Because I already know which was the most important one. Similarly, if you see three most important, applicant income, loan amount, and credit history, but I know that applicant income and credit history are already at the first and second position respectively. So loan amount would be my at my third position. So this is very useful for decision making, because I know the sequence and the order of the importance also. So I have done the testing on this program and it gives me excellent result. And similarly, I have done on my churn data also. So over here also, if you notice, so let's give a try on another data set, that is your churn, and these are the variables. So it's a quite big data set in terms of column, if not in terms of rows. So it's a quite big data set. So these are the columns, and then at the end you have the data set churn, and you have no and yes. So when I give a call to my program churn x and y, so you can notice what it gives. It gives that the first most important feature is total charge. These two most important features are monthly and the total charge. Three most important are contract, monthly charge, and total charge. And similarly, the list continues. The list continues. So you know the four most important features. Then you can have five, and then you can have six, seven, so on and so forth. So basically, the advantage of these two programs which I have written is the code may seem to be very complicated, but then at the same time it's not that complicated. And especially if your main aim is to get the end result, then obviously it's not that complicated. You just write this code and give a call to your function, and it will tell you that which features are important, and not only which features are important, but the order of importance also. Okay, so probably this brings us to the end of this knowledge video, and I hope uh, this knowledge video will add up to your coding skill and probably your fine tuning of the model, that which features are important. Okay. So, and if you have liked the video, please go ahead and give a thumbs up to the video. Thank you everyone for watching the video. Hope to see you soon in my next video. Till that time, happy learning.